So I want to. This is the file path and links part 2 of the video with it. So let me continue and talk to you about this part right here. This is very important that I need for you to mount this properly with it. So if I was looking at this under Windows the Windows that you are looking at with it, make sure it looks like this. So if you can zoom in, make sure there's a federal underscore level. It's underneath the date, and underneath it I have several directories with it. So go ahead and expand that out. I really want you to see this because as I expand this, and I want you to see the subdirectories, and I call it and I expand this in. There's 5 levels here. So the highest level, if you look at the way how it's aligned here, the highest level is the federal level. Underneath, inside of that, I have 2 subdirectories. I'm going to collapse some of the stuff so you can see. I click on the federal level. Inside it, there's 2 subdirectory and 1 federal.html file. Inside I have my federal flowers, my underscore federal underscore flowers, and I have some flowers in there. And underneath that, I have a subdirectory called state underscore level. So if you expand that one, it has some let me collapse that and show you what that looks like. It has 2 subdirectories, neighborhood level, and then it has my city flowers as well, and then it has an HTML file. If you expand the city level, it goes into my neighborhood with it. Same thing, basically with it. So I have my city flowers, and then I have my neighborhood level, and then I have a city with it as well. So I want to expand my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, I have inside that I have is the my house flowers and my neighborhood flowers as well. I'm going to expand my neighborhood flowers. So there's the flowers there. I'm going to expand my house flowers. So I have 2 flowers in there. So at the level of my house, there's only 1 subdirectory and 1 file called the house HTML. What you're going to do, excuse me, let me pause that for a second. So what I have done is, if you could see what I've done here is I'm in Visual Studio Code, and on the left over here I created a date for today's date 03/04/20. Like again, the date just very arbitrary with it. There's a subdirectory called federal level, and this is what it looks like. Underneath my federal level I have 2 subdirectories and a federal HTML file with it. So if you expand state level, I have another, notice how this is indent in, 2 subdirectory, city level, my state level flowers, and with its state file of flowers as well. So if you want to click on that, and then I'm going to expand my city level, and I have my city flowers and my neighborhood level, and 2 subdirectories and the city with it. And then I want to expand my neighborhood, the neighborhood level. It has my house, and it has my neighborhood flowers, and it has a neighborhood files in there as well. I want to expand my house, and this is the only one that actually has 1 subdirectory and 1 file. My house flowers and house HTML. Now, you have 5 files in this right now. I would like for you, 6 files, I'm sorry, 6 files that you're going to be working with. I would like for you, let me start out with the one inside. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to follow. I have comments here, and I like for you to write the code below. So let me start out. Of course, this is HTML inserting an image tag, right? So starting with an image tag, I'm just going to help you do one of them. Of course, that's the image tag, right? You need to tell me what is where this is coming out from. Is I need for you to find and insert in the image 5114. So it's source, all right, equal. I'm going to use the IntelliSense with it, and this is inside of the actual my house flower with it. You expand this arrow, you're going to find the 5114. So if you came in and you just clicked on it, I'm sorry, this is, don't worry if it's turned sideways. I'm not concerned about if it's turned sideways or anything like that with it. That's not what I want you to be concerned about. But what link would you put in here? The name of the file is img underscore 5114.jpg. Okay, so if you did this, and close that off, shift, with it. So this image is put in there with it as well. This is an image that we're going to insert in. The key thing is this file and this, you have to go through. This is directly linked to the name of the file that's in here. Now, I'm gonna show you something, okay? This link is not, it's not going to appear because I'm not going to the right path, because the way how this is stated, I have to go through the path that's called my_house_flowers, and then this. But I want to show that I mess up this for you. This is incorrect way of doing this. So if I did this, and if I right mouse click on this right here and go to live server, hopefully you install your live server, it's going to be a broken link. See, as you can see this right now. So what I'd like for you to do is, if you could come back over here and put it through the right directory. I have to go through my house with it. So let me just instead of that, and I want to show you this, I'm going to do my, and you know, my IntelliSense starts to kick over, picks it up, and just click on it and tells me, you see how easy that was? I can click on it and just navigate to it. All right, Control S, and then I can do the same thing, right mouse click. Assume that you install the live server from the last exercise, and here it is. Don't worry, this thing's turned sideways. I'm not concerned about that. Here's what I'd like for you to do. If every one of these photos that if you could for me, and if you could for me, go in and look at the dimension and give it its height and width and all the stuff that if you want to do. It's up to you with it. So please complete the rest of the width of this and the height of this, and you know how to do that, right? So I'd like for you to fill the rest of this out for me, okay? So do this one. Now, these two are in the same files, so they work the same. But look at this one. This one is, I'd like for you to write the HTML code for inserting in this image _3830 JPEG from my neighborhood flowers. So I'm at my house. I need to go into my neighborhood flowers. Look at this. Here's my neighborhood level with it. And I'm going to look for my neighborhood flower, which is this one. I'm going to expand. So how do I go from house.html up a level, outside up a level, to go into my neighborhood flowers? Well, it's the same concept as that. It's the same concept as that you would need to go into the image tag, and this time you can do source, right? And I'm going to click on this. Now, how do I back up one directory? When you did the DOS command, you remember you had to do ... right? /, and this time you're going to go to my neighborhood flowers, and then you're going to select, what is the name I asked you to do? Is the 3830, all right? And that's the way how that ends with it. Of course, you got to please come in here and complete the rest of your width and your height with it as well, okay? And the key thing is here. This is what I want you to see, is that. So save this. I want you to right mouse click on this and open this in the live server with it. So I should have two flowers side by side right now with it, right? So that's what I want you to do. So so this is going up one level. All right. So this takes you to, I want you to pull an image that's 3830. Okay, look at this one. I think this is another file with. I want to make sure I'm in the right directory here. So I asked you to pull 3830, image 3830, from the federal level. Let's see if I got this. This is the one I think. No, federal level flower. This needs to be 3712. My apology. This needs to be 3712. 3712. Okay, with it. So let me pause the video. I want to make sure I'm going to fix this properly before we. But it should be 3712, because that's the one that's in the federal level flowers with it as well. So hold on. Let me just pause a second.